Welcome back here to Laux Ice Center, here with Dr. Kate Foster, the president of the College of New Jersey. Dr. Foster, it's great to have you here. Thank you for coming tonight.
I'm delighted to be here. This is my first game of TCNJ Club Hockey, and I'm thrilled that I came. First of all, I showed up and they gave me this great, awesome gift of a jersey, so I must turn around and show it to you.
Yes, absolutely. It's great to see the colors.
Everybody has that. Yeah. I know, it's great. Well, normally they have the pads in them, you know, so I'm not quite filling it out yet, but I got the drill, and it's just fantastic.
Well,
so
maybe you have to go home. Yeah, maybe you have to go home and buy some pads and get on the full game.
I think, you know, if anything happens in the game and they suddenly need somebody to come in and do a real replacement, you know, I'm already suited up. I'm ready to go.
You're the emergency goaltender, right?
No, I would never be a goaltender.
No
Let me
goaltender.
tell you, my first impressions of this game, it's unbelievably fast. I mean, those of you who are seeing it on the video, you're seeing it in a certain way, but when you're here right next to the rink, it's such a fast-paced game. You can't imagine how they stop any of the pucks. And then the players have skill that's unbelievable. I've been really struck by the quality of the play. You know, I normally would watch hockey on TV, and so you're thinking, wow, this is, when you get there in person, it's so much faster. Yep. And it's you know, I know everybody will laugh at me when I say this, but you know, it feels like a professional game to me. You know, the boards are getting hit, and the people are going around, the pucks flying around. The referees have a really hard time because they have to skate back and skate forward and everything. So it's a very impressive display of athleticism out there today.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely very talented. They've been playing their whole life, and now they're on the college stage, which is great to see. Speaking of club sports, let's actually talk about that a little bit at the college. You know, obviously, hockey is not maybe one of the most popular club sports out there, but you guys definitely offer a ton of club sports at the college. What are you seeing as far as the involvement is concerned and just the growth of club sports at the university?
Yeah, so club sports is a really interesting process because the student fees pay for a lot of the beginning of the club sports. In other words, they're clubs and organizations that's distinct from a varsity team, but they have just as much sort of commitment to the team. They have uniforms, they have coaches, and so it's a really professionalized kind of club sports there. So you say it's not one of the more popular ones, but the roster's really big for club hockey here, so that's really impressive. But then you get the squads like rugby go out, the soccer goes out, the lacrosse goes out, and you really go down to these games and you think, oh, I'm just going to go watch a club game. You get to the games and they're, you know, it would be hard to tell them from varsity games in many cases. I mean, they really play against the other schools. So although you say club, you know, it really feels to me like it's a very, very sophisticated kind of athletics at the college. So we love that because for people who come out and they have other interests, maybe it's student government, maybe it's their academics, maybe it's some other kind of club, but they really want to keep up doing something that maybe they did in high school or just get started in a new sport that they haven't played before. They can come out for a club sport and really find themselves amongst people that are you know, like I said, at a very high level of play. So we're thrilled about club sports. It's a real high hallmark of the College of New Jersey. Athletics in general and club sports is a big part of that.
The ACHA as a whole, everybody is just kind of gaining more and more attention, especially around playoff time, so look out for that as well. Let's just talk about the college in general. Obviously, at least from what I've seen, and I graduated from Rowan University a few years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
But
I feel sorry for you, Cody. Yeah. You know, you missed a real opportunity there, you know, College of New Jersey.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, New Jersey colleges as a whole, I think, are very much growing. There's a lot of students who are getting accepted, and, you know, a lot of colleges are trying to maybe, let's say, climb up to Rutgers and try and get to their level and things like that. So can you tell me a little bit about maybe how the College of New Jersey and how it's grown over in recent years and maybe some things that you're working on?
You know, so it's a really interesting thing that you're using growth and enrollment because the College of New Jersey really is trying to stay about the same size that it is. It's highly selective. It's more selective than Rutgers even in the state of New Jersey in terms of applications and acceptances. And we know what we do well. And we do that undergraduate, traditional age student, residential setting. We do that very, very well. We're tops in the state for that. And so we don't have the growth aspiration of others. We think we are the right size for the kind of schooling that we do. An excellent array of programs. The academic menu is really broad. People come in for the quality of the programs, for the accreditation of the programs. So we've got about 7,000 students right now, undergraduates. There was a time back in the history of the college, back into the 70s and 80s, when it had probably closer to 10,000. They planned the decline. They went down low to about 6,000. Now we've crept back up to 7,000, but it's again, it's about the right size there. We have most of the students are living on campus or very near to campus, so we have a feel of the kind of private experience that you get, and it's really an education that's unparalleled for any other kind of thing you do. So I think I have the best job in the whole country, and I say that with a great deal of affection for my colleagues who are at other colleges and universities, but the College of New Jersey is an absolute gem, and it is a place that any people out there listening that are really thinking about a school that cares deeply about its community and deeply about the quality of its academics. This is a great place to take a look at.
All right, and one final thing. Let's get back to the hockey, and we'll end with the hockey. Do you think TCNJ is going to climb back in this game? Obviously, they're only down a goal. From what you've seen, do you think they have what it takes to climb back in this game?
So they have what it takes. It's really interesting. Ryder came out strong, and I think they're a very fast team. I mean, I'm watching. The quality of their players is also very good, very fast. They got a goal that went off the goal. It looked like it went off the goalie's mitt, which is a really tough way to lose a goal. We've held them there, but they've played at our end of the field a lot. So I think what we need to do is kind of focus our offense a little bit. I mean, you're talking to a person who doesn't know anything really about the game, but from what I've observed, right? First time, like rookie beginner's luck here. But I've, kind of focused on really getting the offense in gear because I think we've had a couple of opportunities, but we've got to take some shots on goal. And yeah, absolutely, I think so. It's only 1-0. There's a long time in this game to go, and I think I'm really confident that we're going to give them a real run for their money in the second half. The second period and the third period. Right. Sorry, so focused on other kinds of games.
That's okay. Yeah. It's all good. Dr. Foster, we thank you for being here, first of all, tonight. Obviously, it's great that you get to see the exposure of the club sports in action, and we just thank you for being a part of this tonight and spending some time to talk with me.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it a lot, and I'm really thrilled that these games have audio and video on them as well, so thanks for all you're doing as well for the team.
No problem at all. It's really my pleasure, and it's great to get TCNJ's name out there. So, yeah, thank you very much. All right, that's Dr. Foster. Again, we appreciate her coming out here tonight. We'll be back with the second period in just a little bit. You're watching TCNJ Ice Hockey right here on Lions Hockey Live.